What's happening, YouTube? So, I'm sure you might have noticed there was not an episode yesterday. As I stated previously, I intend to make episodes on a multiple episode or a day kind of format, or at least an episode a day. Every once in a while it doesn't happen, but it's very unusual for me to not make an episode on a weekday. I had some technical difficulties with my LG 360 cam. LG, if anyone from LG sees this, you need to learn to support your fucking hardware. For some reason now, my main phone, my Motorola Z2 Force, will not pair to it. I have to use my old LG to run this thing. That's ridiculous. I try to support the not Samsung Apple devices because they're not the big dog on the block, and they've usually been good quality. But it really pisses me off when I spend $200 for a fucking camera and it will not pair per standard device pairing to a newer smartphone. That's ridiculous. Do you guys want me to buy a Samsung? I don't want to buy a Samsung. They suck ass. They're expensive to fix. So please don't make me do that. Anyway, I like this camera. I'm told the sound and video quality is fairly acceptable for an unprofessional vlog such as this. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of talk about something today too, which it's kind of a deviation from the norm from what I like to do, because even since I was a little kid, I preferred the kind of show and tell format. You'll notice when I talk about a band, I'm usually gonna show you a vinyl or show you something physical and tangible. However, out of best interest to what I want to do, I intend to support bands that don't have a lot of people talking about them. The bigger bands like Opeth, or bands like that, you don't need my support. Even more established bands that aren't a household name like Leprous, they have enough of an underground following. They don't need my help. I love the bands. I'll buy every album that Leprous puts out. I think they're one of the best bands of this generation. But they don't need my help, which is the only reason I'm not covering them on here. I may choose to make an exception if I really feel like it's necessary, but my main goal here is to support smaller bands that are amazing, and they don't have the advertising money, they don't have a record label behind them to be able to push to different places, so they don't get the audiences that they deserve. I intend to help with that. That's what I'm here for. So one of the things with vinyl is that not everybody can do vinyl. It's an expensive investment if you're a band. So while I prefer to have a nice vinyl for many reasons, I'm going to do a separate video on that. I want to kind of talk to some friends of mine who also do vlogs and other things and collect, and I want to get their 2 cents to talk about that in a bigger topic about why vinyl. But for this, I'm going to have to make some exceptions because I want to support these bands. So sometimes I may not have a physical thing to show you. Sometimes we're simply going to discuss a band. And I'm going to, of course, link you to the band's Bandcamp. I really hope, I don't care how big of a band you are, that you move to the Bandcamp format as it continues to stay relevant as it is. It seems to me to be one of the best formats to share music, to invest in bands you care about, because as per my discussion with a lot of band members from some bands that I like, they seem to be getting more money this way than the usual popular formats of this day, which are shit like Spotify and Apple Music and Google Play Music. I don't think they're the devil or anything, but I have Google Play Music, but I feel that it is more important for me to be able to invest in these bands. And not to mention, like on most of the streaming formats, it can tend to sound a little shitty, and at least on Bandcamp it sounds really good on my nice headphones, so I get the best sound quality. And let's be honest, with it being 2018, the superior format for a listener is digital, for the fact that it is the cheapest way to buy music. There is no merchandise for the band to have to pay for to move. Superior sound quality. It will not degrade over time. You're not going to get a scratch on a digital download. I still love vinyl for other reasons in another video, but digital is the obvious superior format in this day and age. So I can listen to digital downloads in my car. I'm not going to have a fucking record player in my car. So, that being said, moving forward, we're going to start covering some digital stuff for all of those reasons. The next video I'm going to do here in just a few, because this is a big topic. I'm not going to do this and then talk about a band, but we're going to go over some bands starting today that are on digital. Some of them may have physical copies, but another thing to take in mind as well is that my budget's limited. I've got a lot of financial stuff going on right now I have to be prepared for. So even if they do have some physical copies I can buy, I'm gonna have to stick with digital to support these guys for some of these bands, just because it's just so much stuff, and I simply cannot afford to buy every album I want to get. But I still want to support them, and I will support them. So anyway, I guess that was my quick topic on the vlog in general. Oh, also, I did want to mention we did actually do that podcast. I've got it hosted on, let me see what the name of the app is, but I will link it in here. I am using Podomatic to host the podcast. I'm steering away. The SoundCloud link was still there, but I'm steering away from SoundCloud because I hear the little bitches about you using other people's music even when you are promoting them and not making any money. So I'm not going to deal with that. And I haven't heard anything bad about Podomatic. I haven't had any problems in the week that it's been hosted on there. So we're going to keep trucking with that as long as it works. As far as the next episode, it's not just going to be me. I think it's going to be myself, my wife, and my really good friend. We all have a shared interest in the synthwave movement that's kind of going on in music. So we all mutually enjoy this stuff, and they wanted to participate with me. So I want to bring them in the fold, and we're going to work on an episode on synthwave. I also have another metal episode that I'm going to work on. It was hard, like even when I was like saving the file of the first podcast, I already thought of some bands that I wanted to throw in that. So you know, I got new music, so I got to make another one of that. There's probably going to be a lot of those because of these awesome groups I'm in and all these new bands that I find thanks to my awesome friends as well. So anyway, that's it on this episode, and I'll see you guys soon.